All right, Mr. Reagan's probably looking at me like that wasn't part of the script. I know, sir. I'm sorry. I just want to make sure everyone's awake now. Okay, so today is a very important day. Not just for me and my fellow classmates, but also for the parents, guardians, friends, and teachers who could all make it here today. And I think that reason's pretty obvious, and I don't need to spell it out, but I will. It's because you finally get to hear my amazing speech that I made 2 days ago. I know you've all been waiting for this. It's been marked on your calendars. Well, it's finally here, and I'm going to take full advantage of it. I know we weren't allowed to bring cell phones in here. We're told beforehand, leave your cell phones out, but knowing you guys, I know you brought it in, and you're probably going to use it too. And you know why that is? That's because we're Riverside rebels. And also, you should probably record this speech because it's going to be the best valedictorian speech you can hear all night. I guarantee it. Best valedictorian speech all night. Anyways, jokes aside, I was going to make this speech really formal. Be like, welcome honorable students and guests. But then that reminded me of when I was in grade 6 and I would do those speech competitions in front of the school, only to walk out with a participation certificate because lose to some guy who make your speech on dreams. And yeah, I don't want to be like that again, so I'm going to be natural here today, because something that Riverside has taught me, and something that this high school experience has taught me, is that everyone has their own path and you should follow it. We have some people going to the workforce to pursue whatever they want, and they're making some cash money from it. We got some people going to college and university who are studying what they love and finding a profession that'll suit them. And then we have some people who skip the last 2 weeks of school and go play soccer in another country. Honestly, he's here one day and then disappears the next. He doesn't even say goodbye, he said Batman. But we didn't all know what we wanted to do in the beginning. Especially in grade 9. Now that I think about it, in grade 9, I was really confused. I walked into school intimidated by a bunch of mature looking guys. And believe it or not, in grade 9, I got lost on my first day. I got lost in Riverside, like one of the smallest schools ever. And the scary thing was, I couldn't tell what age people were or what grade they were in, especially when you got people in grade 9 walking around with full-grown beards. I don't know how they do it, but I couldn't tell what was going on. But that's okay, because Riverside did a great job to help me with it, and to help everyone else too. We had grade 9 day. A day where guys could take off their shirts and flex because it's too hot. And people would run around with buckets of water trying to dump it on their friends, missing almost all the time. But it's that day that started my high school experience, along with everyone else's. And I'm truly grateful for it. That's the day where I met all my wonderful classmates. And that's the day where I met all the friends that I have here today. In grade 10, nothing much happened. We moved on to grade 10. We had all our friends still. And we're starting to meet more people in the classes that we had. Honestly, if somebody asked me, what do you remember from grade 10 the best? All I would say is the Harlem Shake. Nothing else signifies grade 10 than that. And then came grade 11. And this is when our high school life became a lot more complicated. And we had to make a lot of decisions that would affect our lives forever. This is a year when people start finding the path that they want to pursue. And although it might have been difficult to find in the beginning, it was alright, because in grade 11, we still had people with us. We had teachers helping us. We had guidance counselors helping us. And we even had friends that would influence what we would do. Not to mention family, which is the most important thing. And in grade 11, that's where we decided how we're gonna kind of go through our future. And although we didn't meet our friends as much as we did in grade 11 because everyone kind of spread out, we started becoming more and more independent. Grade 12 came way too fast, and half the grade was struggling to get their 40 hours of community service in. I know I was. I handed in 2 weeks ago, my 40 hours, so I'm here thanks to that. Most people knew where they wanted to go, so they knew I want to go to college, I want to go to university, but they didn't know what they wanted to do. And this is where we start seeing diversity among my classmates. Okay, by diversity, I don't mean black or white, I mean diversity as in you'd see people having different opinions on what they should do. People will start taking their own interests or start believing in their own things. That's why right now we have people going to the engineering field, we have people going into medical, we have everyone going into things in college. Anyway, grade 12 was a year where I realized that high school ended way too fast. A lot of people told me in previous years, and I would hear speeches all the time. When I was in grade 9, when I was in grade 10, people would say speeches all the time, and this is the one line everyone would say. I thought it was so cliche. They're like, high school ends really fast, guys. You need to make the most out of it, do everything. And it was near the end of grade 12 when I realized, wow, they were actually true. So I think that's one of the reasons that I'm able to talk to you guys here today, because I want to try something new. And not to mention that I've become so accustomed to you guys in the previous 4 years that I'm used to you. If I mess up, I know nothing bad's going to happen because you guys are just going to laugh it off. And I'm going to laugh it with you guys. The only reason that we're able to pursue our own interests is because of what this school has provided for us. Usually, whenever I say that school's important, people look at me and go like, bro, we don't need the Pythagorean theorem after high school, or bruh, we don't need Shakespeare after high school. But guys, that's not the point. I feel like somebody got really offended there, I'm so sorry. But that's not the point. The point is, we learned a lot of other things in high school, and it's shaped us not just academically, but psychologically and socially. High school is just a small but very critical challenge in our life, and I kind of view it as a quiz. And now that we're done the quiz, it's time to start the test. And I wish the best of luck to all my students who will be going through this test. And this time we're all going to have different tests, so you can't cheat. I'd like to say thank you to everyone who supported us over these past 4 years. Thank you teachers, thank you counselors, thank you family and friends, and thank you Riverside for another great year. Let's all turn the page to the next chapter in our lives.